Good morning from northwestern Arizona, not too far away from Boulder Dam and Lake Mead. My brother Patrick was kind enough to join me on another excursion, and we're heading up to Mount Wilson, one of the Arizona 2,000-foot prominence peaks. It was 5 weeks ago to the day that Patrick and I hiked Crossman Peak by Lake Havasu City. That was our last hike together. That was your last hike, right? Yeah. I hiked once in the Superstitions about a week and a half ago, but that's been it for me too. So I've definitely been feeling the urge to get back out here. So again, this is Mount Wilson, not to be confused with Mount Wilson in southwestern Colorado, one of the, I guess, tougher 14ers. Patrick's driven through this area before on his way up to Vegas a few times, but this is my first time up this far, and I'm really liking this terrain. Alright, so I think straight ahead of me is the ridge we're going to be taking up. I think that's the bottom of it right there. Yeah, here's where the road forks. We don't have too much more of the road to go. It looks like maybe only like 100 feet. But this is the way we head right here. So right here, hopefully you can make out the trail. There's been a pretty well-defined use trail most of the way up so far, and we probably went off of it a little bit, but otherwise we are following the beaten path for the most part. We're standing on the second saddle now, and looks like we're gonna head just to the left, these outcroppings, and at least we'll be in the shade for a little while. We've leveled out now, and we have maybe a little bit of a descent to another saddle potentially up there, and then it'll be straight up the ridge from that point. Looks a little rocky in places, but I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't think there's going to be really any climbing at all. And then we'll make our way up to the summit. This is a nice break right here, but it wouldn't be a mountain if it was like this the whole way.
Nice not dealing with vegetation at all.
Pretty much not. Yeah,
I mean, there's been really no sections we've had to navigate vegetation-wise. So.
Exactly.
And it's nice too, because you've been just getting an awesome view of the lake and surrounding mountains in Vegas the whole way up to. So, yeah, this is definitely a really nice hike so far.
Yeah. We're gonna find our way up this way. So far, we've been staying with the use trail pretty much, losing it here and there, but otherwise it goes the way we want to go, and it should be pretty straightforward up to the summit. Well, the trail's going right through here, the use trail, and it is a little bit more of a scrambling section, it looks like. And hopefully I'll see the summit pretty soon. And I think there might be a little bit of scrambling up to the actual summit too. We'll see. That's it, the summit of Mount Wilson. So it looks pretty simple from here, just maybe another 15 minutes or so, if not less. All right, well, I'm taking this gap right up here, and hopefully the summit isn't too much further right after that. Patrick and I made it to the summit of Mount Wilson, another one of the Arizona prominence peaks, halfway done now. So I'm looking kind of southeast. I think it's Mount Tipton out there, another of the prominence peaks. And then possibly Hualapai Peak further back. I'll get the 360 view here. Cloudier over Arizona in the southeast, clearer more towards the Vegas area. So some bigger peaks out in the distance, which I don't know what they are. And over here then we have Las Vegas, Nevada. First time I've ever seen it. And then further back behind there, Mount Charleston, Charleston Peak, almost a 12,000 foot peak and one of the ultra prominent peaks in the United States. It has over 5,000 feet of prominence. I think it has over 8,000 feet of prominence actually. I think this is Hayford Peak out here. Another ultra prominent peak. And then I don't really know anything up here. But beautiful anyway. It's beautiful views up here for sure. First time I've seen the lake, first time I've seen Vegas. Definitely want to get back up in this area and do some more peaks up here.
This was the last one, I think, 12:10. So a lot of people were up here. What, that was Sunday then?
When was 12:10? I guess it was Sunday, huh? All right, so anyway, here's the ridge. The steepest section along this area here, from the saddle, level section, and then from that point in the middle right there, you head down more towards the right, and there's a few steeper sections, but I think the steepest section is closer to the top. I think that peak down there is called Fortification Hill. There's actually a little plane flying kind of in front of it right now. I think it's in front of it.
I think that's a helicopter.
Or it's a helicopter. Yeah, it's a helicopter probably. Anyway, Fortification Hill has some really awesome terrain all around it and on it. There's another helicopter or something going right behind that other one. So many cool colors in the rocks down there. It's really beautiful. So Mount Charleston, Charleston Peak, has been on my list for a long time. It was last year, 2022. We were going to come up here in the summer, and then something happened. I can't remember what it was. And then just this past fall, I was all set to come up here. I think it was over Labor Day. It was whenever that hurricane hit. You know, what are the chances of a stupid hurricane hitting Nevada and washing out the road? But it did, and that was the end of that trip. You want to wait a little bit longer?
Maybe just a bit longer.
Yeah, let's check it out for a little bit more. And
because we've already accepted the fact that we were behind, so.
And we're behind schedule, but that's typical.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful area, especially more so when you have to fight through a lot of vegetation on other peaks. Just having this so sparsely vegetated is one of the most beautiful things about it. I thought this peak was pretty much off trail after the road, but I would consider this almost a trailed peak due to the use trail. I mean, it wasn't too difficult, isn't too difficult to follow, and it leads you, pretty much in the correct way. It seems like it's pretty good. All right, we are almost done with the ridge, and then it's just 2.4 miles or so along the dirt road, which will be really easy. It's a fun peak, definitely. And I don't know, I mean, I guess we haven't had a ridge walk like that in a long time, so that was really nice. Here's one last look at Mount Wilson before we get back to the car. It may be just a little bit out of view right at the car. It's a beautiful looking peak. Patrick and I are all finished up, and we're gonna pull out in a couple minutes here. That was it from Mount Wilson here in northwestern Arizona. So we got 9.27 miles, I think about 6.5 hours, almost 3,900 feet of elevation gain, and a really cool experience for both of us. We both had fun and really enjoyed this one. Anyway, I appreciate you watching, and see you on the next one, wherever and whenever that one may be. Have a good day.